Okay. Now I'm going over this definition again, definition of variables. Whenever you are starting your C++ program, as we earlier did, you've written few codes, we realize you are supposed to define an object with an operator on it. Now, the science behind it is that whatever variable you are defining is not just variable, you are creating a memory space on your machine. This memory space is going to take any inputs that your software is going to require the user to input. Here, in this my software, I created a memory space called gen. Then I said this gen is an integer, a number. It means this memory space I've created should only take a number. Then I came here and told my user, cout. Then I just popped up and told him or her, please enter a random number. As soon as the person entered a random number and press enter, the number is going to be stored on the space I've provided, that's gen. Okay, now my program is going to go to the space, that's the memory gen, and take the number being stored there and compares it with the number or the logic I've done in my code. The logic I've put there is that compare the memory, whatever number is stored in that memory, compares it with number 10. If it is the same, output or tell the person, I love you. Else, it means if it's not the same, then tell the person, I'm neutral, and return 0 and the program. Please, any question? Okay, perfect. Since everyone has understood, let's move to our beginning. I want you to understand what you did and what you will be doing before we do more software.
Is it my network or the line is breaking?
Behind. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can now.
Okay, okay. So, I mean, that's the logic behind you defining a variable. It's actually you creating a memory space in your program. So you understand some softwares you download online or in your app store or play store or whatever, wherever you down. Some are very huge, some are very small. It depends on the spaces the programmer created. If you create more spaces, int A, int B, int C, int, your program will be becoming bigger. That's the science behind it. Okay. Okay, one important thing I need to make you know is C++ language is a very case sensitive language. Meaning, under no circumstance should you be mixing capital letters with small letters. In writing your identifiers, under no circumstance should you be writing capital letters with small letters. It is a case sensitive language. Unlike HTML, you can bring your capital letters somewhere. You can make the HTML capitals. This is a case sensitive language, a very strict one. Okay, now let's move on to the data types. Some examples of the data type. We have this. We have car. This takes actually small integers. When you actually want to take negative numbers too, when you want to take negative numbers, you can, instead of int, you can use char, char. I'll send you this reading material so that you will know more. You have more options. Instead of the int, you can use char. You can take negative numbers, and you can see their ranges here. We have short integer, short int. The short int, this is the negative numbers you can do. You can take negative numbers as far of negative 32,768 to positive 32,767 using this data type, short integer. So you can define your variable short integer. And we have int. There is what we've been using, the int, the integer. That one, it has a very vast number. That's why I first introduced you to it. Very fast. So you can take as far back as negative, let me see, negative, let me say 2 billion, yes, or 2 trillion, 3 3 3, yes, so 2 trillion. You can go very back, very back. As far as we have long integer, the same. You can use, instead of the int, you can also use long integer. We can use a boolean. Boolean here means there are some logic programs you will write whereby maybe you want to play with, you want to make a simple game. So the person will type a true or false. So you want to create a quiz app. So you say, you define your boolean, then you say, let me say question number 1. You say a male refers to a boy. So you give option true or false, then the person will type true. The person can type false. So C++ gives you this option to also make your software take such inputs, true or false input. We have floating, float. Those are for the point zero, point, those point numbers. Float. So instead of the int, you can use float. So the person can type 0.2, 0.1, 0 point something, 0 point. We use float. You can also use double, double precision. That is the same as float, but I think it has a higher value. I think 15 digits. Double. You can also use long double. In fact, these three, they all take that's the point zero something, the numbers, point. You can use them. We have the character, white character, white character. Okay, so we can actually this is an example int a. We can also use float a here. The person actually also use float a here, so you can use as many as you want. You can also use short. I think, do we define short? Oh yes, short. As a short integer that goes 32,000 far back. Okay, so you have multiple data types. You can, depending on what you actually use. Okay, now let's move to the scope of variables. Today I'm explaining everything to you on so far the program we've built for you to understand what we've built, whatever we are doing. Now the scope of the variables we've been using. Please, you can write it down. Right, let's continue. So in your C++, when you define your body, there are the variables, they are in two folds. One, you can define some as global variables, and next you can define some as local variables. Now, when you talk about global variables, these are the variables which are declared. In fact, you see, when we start, so you from here you can see that we've not even defined a global variable before. Whatever we've been doing is using local variables that we define it inside the main function. Now, every variable you define outside the int main is called a global variable. This global variable, in fact, takes every input you are with, so it takes control of every input. We will get there was when we get to building such robust softwares. You can build very strong software. That software doesn't require local variable, it will require a global variable. We will get to that. So note that every variable we will define outside the int main is called a global variable. Now, currently, all the variables we are defining are the local variables. That, let me show you my code. So you see, the variable I've defined here int is in my function int main. Now, every variable I've defined here, so let me define one variable, int b. This variable is a global integer because it is not in the main function here. It is outside. Global variable means it's controlling everything in your code. This will happen when you get to build such complex program or complex softwares. You define them outside here. But with this one, with this basic one, we are using local, just the local variables to call them, then be storing our things. Any question, please? Okay, now let me show you one thing too. Now we have instructions. The instructions, this is where we actually instruct our users to do. So you see, after defining our local variables, after defining our local variable here, so you say you can see here we instructed our users to enter a random number. Then we took the random number. Now we came here to perform a logic. So this is where our logic was performed. We said if this is the logic, J is equal to now. When you want to compare something in C++, we don't use 1 equal to, we use double equal to. If you use 1 equal to, you are saying J is 10. It's not comparison. It's different from J. Compare if J is equal to 10. It's different from J is 10. Now see something. If you are performing your logic, then you say if bracket J equal to 10. If you use this, the second one means you are saying J is equal to 10. The first one means you are comparing the memory space J to 10. Please take note. Don't be in a rush and go and do such thing. It will give you a red line in your code and you might not notice. Sometimes the problem, they are very minute to the extent that you will be seeing it but your mind won't go there and it can stress you. You can spend hours trying to figure out the problem. J double equal to 10 is different from J is equal to 10. If you do J is equal to 10, you are trying to say the letter J is equal to 10. But if you do J double equal to 10, you are trying to say the memory space J, compare it with the number 10. Take important note of this particular thing when writing your code. Okay, Let's go back to our file. Any question, please? Now, you can also initialize things. So, you can say, you can actually define something in your code. So instead of you saying int A, int B, you cannot actually define something and say, okay, int A should be equal to 6. Let's perform. Please take your editor and make your editor active, then let's try this so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so let me clear this code and write a new code for you to understand this. Okay, now I'm coming to define, make my definition very definite. So I'm saying int A is equal to the number 7. Then I've declared it. So I'll come here, then I'll say cout. Don't forget your double less than sign and your double quote. Cout. Then I'll tell the person, enter a number. A number, please. Okay. I'll end my line nicely. Then the number I'm entering, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to define another, now say B. So I'm defining another space. So here, notice I have declared 2 memory spaces. One, I've stored 7 in 1, and 1 is empty. The empty one is B, and the one I've occupied with 7 is A. Please take note. I have declared 2 memory spaces. I've filled one with the number 7 and 1 is empty. Okay. Now, I will take the empty one and store whatever the person is going to input. So, I'm telling my program to ask a number from a user. Then after asking this number, actually store it in the empty space I've created, that's the memory space B, because A is already occupied. Now, I'll come and define another memory space. Then I'll say int C. Then I'll come here and say C should be equal to A plus B. It means whatever number the person is going to type, add that number to 7. That's A, the memory space A. So we have defined that the memory space C should store the sum of the memory space A and the memory space B and give it out to the user. So I'll come here and tell my user, cout your unique number. So I'll say your unique, or let me say your lucky number is, then I'll pop up C.
A new SMS from.
I'll pop up C. Then I'll be like end line. Right. Now let me run my code. Please run your code wherever you are, run your code. Okay, so here you can see my program is telling me enter a number, please. So I'm entering the number 98. Then I press enter. So you see, it says your lucky number is 105, meaning The program has added the number I entered to my memory space number I declared 7. So it has added the number I have entered to a certain number, which is giving me my lucky number 105. Who didn't get this, or who couldn't run such a call, who couldn't build such a software? Please let me know. Any problem? Anyone facing any issue? This is how to declare numbers. How to declare numbers in your code. So sometimes you will watch a program, they will say enter a number, say something, then they generate your lucky number. That is how they do it. They define a certain number and wrote some certain logic. So this is my logic. I'm adding whatever number the user is going to input plus a certain number I've defined here. So let me define 100. Let me run my code again. Okay, so it says enter a number, please. Now I'm entering 67. Then I press enter. It says your lucky number is 167. Any question, please? So everyone has understood this. Okay, now yourself build right now as I'm speaking. Write a program that takes two inputs from a user, and generate a lucky number for the person. Quick. Take two inputs from a user, then define a memory space with a number that will add up, then generate a lucky number for someone. Very fast. If you are done, just tell me in the chat session, I'm done. Please make sure you do it. Don't just come and tell me I'm done, please. Make sure you do it. Practice it. Right now, write a program that takes two inputs and generate a lucky number for someone. Takes two inputs and generate a lucky number. Mine here takes one input. Yours should take two inputs and generate a lucky number for someone. Or a ticket is a ticket, or you can generate a ticket number for someone. The same as a lucky number. When you are done, chat there and tell me I'm done. We're done. And tell me the memory, what number you put in your memory space that's going to add up to the user. Yes, be fast. Programmers, be fast. Anyone done? Or anyone facing challenge? You have 2 minutes. Very simple code. Take two inputs from a user. Now define a memory space with your number. Then automatically generate a lucky number for the person. Very simple code. Very simple code.
And excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please. Anytime I run the thing, they tell me an error. Like as an error. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you using a PC or a phone?
Yes, please. I'm using a laptop.
Okay. Are you seeing a red line in your code?
Yes, please.
Okay. It means there is a problem somewhere. So can you share your
Mm,
screen? Or
can I? I'm using my phone for the Zoom and the laptop for the
okay, okay.
coding.
Which line is is the red line showing? Which of the line?
The int A.
That's this
Why
one.
I type the int A? Yes, please.
That's where the equal to is.
Like the red thing is on the whole line.
Oh, okay. That means there is something greatly missing. Okay. Please go through. Let's go through your code. So you have hash include this IO string.
Mm,
You have
yes, please.
okay. You have please and check the spellings. You have using names
Okay.
is std then semicolon.
Yes, please.
You have int main then open and close bracket.
So
You
let
Yes,
me
have
sir.
mention it rather.
come again.
I was suggesting that you should rather allow her to mention it so that you can maybe detect the faults from her side.
Um, um, hello, sir. Mm, sir, please, your connection is bad. I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please. Yes,
Yes,
please. I can hear you now.
I hear you now.
Okay. Go on.
Sir, so I should read what I've written.
Yes, in your int main. So start from there.
And so int A is equal to 7, int B
Mhm.
semicolon, int C
Wait,
semicolon, int, int
int
A is
A is
equal
equal to
to,
7. Did you bring semicolon?
no, please, I didn't. Do
Bring
I
that
have
one. Int
to?
A is equal yes. Int A is equal
Ah,
to 7,
okay,
then a semicolon.
okay,
Yeah, so I think that might be your problem. Run it again.
okay, okay, so it's okay now.
Okay, okay. Anyone
Thank you.
facing any challenge? You're welcome. Anyone with any challenge, please. Okay, your assignment. Now, each of you should go and build a simple program that takes four inputs from a user and generates a unique number for the person. Four inputs and generate a unique number. Please present it to me so that I will go through. Please comment in your code. Try and comment in your code. So here you say this is this, this is that. Try and comment and send it to me so that I'll go through and point some key things to you. Build a simple program that takes 4 inputs from a user and generate a unique number for the person. So let me say it's a ticketing, so a movie ticketing system. So the person enters 4 inputs, then you generate ID, ticket ID for the person. Very simple one. 4. Okay. If there are no questions, we will end the class. Thank you for joining this class. We will.
You
Thank
are
you,
really
sir.
working. You are really doing the magic for us. God bless you so much.
Amen. Amen.